Hi, it's Troy at the Full Setup here, back with another video for you today, and today we're doing another edition of my Battle of the Bottlenecks. Now this is not really to make a CPU look bad, it's more just showing you the maximal theoretical performance you'll be able to get from a certain CPU. So the one that I've bought today is an i3-4160, which I purchased off eBay for just over £60. Now this is a Haswell based i3. It was released towards the end of 2014. It comes with 2 cores and 4 threads because of the hyper-threading, running at 3.6 gigahertz, and we've also got 3 megabytes of cache as well. Now the RAM, it says it supports is 1600 megahertz, but I've been able to use XMP to have 16 gigabytes of DDR3 running at 1866. Now the GPU that we're going to pair this with today is a GTX 1060 Palit Super JetStream, overclocked to over 2100 megahertz boost, and this is the 6 gigabyte version as well. Now the reason I decided to narrate this is on the last couple of videos, quite a few people have said, I'm watching the video but I don't know if there's a bottleneck or not, so I thought I'd add a little explanation at the beginning of every video. Now what you can see in the top left hand corner here is my MSI Afterburner overlay. Now the most important thing you want to look at here is GPU up in the top left hand corner, the usage, the percentage. Now as you can see at the moment it's at 99%, and that's where we really want it to be. If it starts to drop under 90%, 95% regularly, then the CPU is bottlenecking the GPU, so we're not getting as much performance, we're not getting as much frames per second. It doesn't just have to be the CPU as well, other things like we've got the memory under the GPU. If that 6 gigabyte was getting full up, that could cause a bottleneck. Also RAM, but we've got 16 gigs, so that's not going to cause a bottleneck. And then you can see the CPU usage as well. Also, the CPU usage doesn't always have to be at 100% to cause a bottleneck to the GPU. So I'm going to show the gaming footage for you, and I'm going to come back at the end of this video and tell you whether I can recommend this CPU, whether you should go out and buy one, and also why I bought the CPU as well.
Come on.
Are you running from me? You better.
It's amazing. If only Dad could have seen this. Oh no. They're already here. Got to get inside.
So as we can see, the i3 does perform very well, but I want to talk about two of the games first before we talk about some of the overlays. So these were the games without the overlay. Forza Horizon 3. Now you do need a really good, well, you know, pretty good CPU and GPU pairing to run this game. It's not very well optimized. It does run a lot better at high. There was no overlay, but you can see the FPS right up in the top corner. It is a bit tiny, but I did find it played a lot better at high than ultra. So yeah, bad optimization, and you probably do need at least an i5. Even on my i7, I struggled to get over 70 frames per second in this game. Also as well, Doom, there was sort of an overlay, the built-in Doom overlay, but you couldn't see the GPU usage again. I am having to record this desktop, then launch the game. That's actually giving me like an extra 15 to 20 frames per second loss, but still over 100 frames per second. Doom VULKAN plays absolutely lovely. So what other games played well then? Well, Rise of the Tomb Raider played absolutely flawlessly. Definitely more of a GPU intensive game. There was no CPU bottleneck. And also the same could be said for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Although it was under 60 frames per second, it's a very intensive game, but the i3 definitely works well with this. What about the bottlenecks then? Well, we've got Battlefield 1, Star Wars Battlefront, and Black Ops 3. Now, it was bottlenecking in all of these games quite regularly, between 60 and 75%. You will see the odd drop down to the high 50s, but definitely causing bottlenecks. But the one thing that can be said, the frame rates were more than playable. They're always between 55 and around 70 frames per second as well. So really impressed with this CPU for the price. But should you go out and buy one? Okay, if you've got a Haswell build that's got a Pentium in it, then yeah, upgrade this i3 in it. And if you've already got a gaming system ready to go, I can recommend it. If not, I would recommend that you buy the newer Kaby Lake Pentiums, like I've been reviewing on my channel, so please go have a look, because they're the same price. Newer architecture, you can buy DDR4 RAM, you can upgrade to a better Kaby Lake processor, which will probably come right down in price once Ryzen launches. So why did I buy it then, if I've already got those Pentiums? Well, because I'm planning to do another lounge PC build, I already had the motherboard, I already had RAM to support this. If I did use one of my new Pentiums, I would have had to have bought new motherboard and more DDR4 RAM. So that's why I bought it. But overall, the Intel i3-4160 still performs absolutely fantastic. I would probably pair it with a 1050 Ti or an RX 470, and you are going to get over 60 frames per second, 1080p Ultra in most games. So there's the first Battle of the Bottlenecks with some voiceover. I might try and script it next time. I am doing this on my lunch break, but if you do like it, please subscribe and please go over to my channel because there's loads of gaming benchmarks on there at the moment. Thank you. Goodbye.